Tonight, we follow the lives of Apple and Cider, two presidentially pardoned turkeys, both racked with survivor's guilt. One becomes a Pulitzer Prize-winning author. The other turns to a life of crime, ending up in federal prison. The life and times of Apple and Cider. A tale of two turkeys. Tonight on Frontline.
Our story begins on November 25th, 2011.
Good morning. There is one official duty. I am sworn to uphold as the leader of the most powerful nation on earth. Today I have the awesome responsibility of granting a presidential pardon to a pair of turkeys. This year's national turkey goes by the name of Apple, and his feathered understudy is appropriately named Cider. Out of about 20,000 turkeys born at Foster's Farm this summer, 25 were selected for a final competition that involved strutting their stuff before a panel of judges with an eclectic mix of music playing in the background. Only one pair would survive and win the big prize, life, and an all-expenses-paid trip to Washington, where they've been living it up at the W Hotel. And after today, Apple and Cider will spend their retirement at Mount Vernon, Virginia. And now, it is my great honor as well to give Apple and Cider a new lease on life. So, as President of the United States, you are hereby pardoned from the Thanksgiving dinner table. May you have a wonderful and joyful life at Mount Vernon. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America. All right. Well, you see, he made a little noise of thank you. He agrees. Let's go take a closer look at him.
After the pardon, Apple and Cider were transported to a luxurious wooden pen along a pastoral lane at Mount Vernon Estate. The well-appointed pen included a small coop to protect them from weather and foxes, and an area for them to strut their stuff for camera-toting tourists.
Oh, look at the turkeys!
Oh, look at that!
Aren't they cute?
But there was one thing missing: other turkeys. That was because all the previous turkeys ever pardoned at the White House were dead. We spoke with Roger Hornsby, Mount Vernon's livestock coordinator.
These birds are fed in such a way to increase their weight. Americans would want a nice big-breasted turkeys, so they are fed a high-protein diet. They get quite large. The organs, though, that are in these birds, they're meant for a smaller bird. They just can't handle the extra weight, so they don't live very long. They're bred for the table, not for longevity. Another difference is that your native turkey, they can fly beautifully and roost in the trees up there. Well, the type that receive pardons, they don't fly. They have short, stubbly legs. Now, Apple and Cider, we knew right away these birds were special. You see, Cider, she would put on a real show for the tourists. She was quite a dancer. At some point, though, we noticed that she wasn't just dancing. She was scratching some kind of writing in the dirt. So we called in one of them animal communicators, and it turns out she was writing her autobiography. It was titled, I Know Why the Caged Turkey Dances. From what I understand, it was a very powerful story, and it went on to win a Pulitzer Prize for literature. After that, she was moved from the pen into the den in the big house, where she now spends all her time writing about animal issues and such.
We spoke to Cider through a translator.
My journey has been a difficult one. I was born in a warehouse with 20,000 other turkeys. We wallowed around in our own poop, waiting to be slaughtered. It was not what you would call a happy childhood. And one day the White House people came. They singled out the turkeys who could actually walk. Then they put us through a rigorous round of dances. The chicken dance, the disco duck, the pas de deux from Act 3 of Swan Lake. It was humiliating, but I knew the prize was life. So I did what I had to win. I took extra steroids. I tripped other turkeys during their performances. I'm not proud of what I did, but I feel that since I survived, I have an obligation to speak for the trillions of turkeys who will never see the sunlight. Mine is a life of contemplation, dedication, and education.
Now, Apple, he was a whole different story. Right from the get-go, we knowed he was trouble. He hid inside the coop. He just wouldn't come out. He wouldn't come out and strut his stuff for the tourists. Then one night, when I was feeding him, he attacked me. He scratched me up real good. And he took off into the woods. I took a couple of the hounds and went out looking for him, but he was gone.
Apple made his way to the nearby town of Newington, Virginia, where he was able to purchase a gun. He then traveled north along the I-95 corridor, robbing gas stations and convenience stores along the way. On November 1st, 2011, Apple arrived in Washington, D.C., where he caught up with President Obama at a campaign stop at a church fair. What happened next was captured on tape by an ABC News crew.
How you doing? It's good to see you. How are you?
Good, sir.
All right.
All right, you good?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. So I hope you're registered to vote. Yeah, well, we don't need another 8 years of failed economic Republican policies. No, it's okay. It's okay. Let's go. Put up your dukes. Yeah. What's up now, punk? Huh? Come on, cheap shot. Okay. We got a street fight. Just gotta pack some punch.
Go, Obama! Go, Obama! All right! That's enough! That's enough! You okay, sir?
I'm okay.
After allowing the street fight between Apple and the president to go on for several minutes, the Secret Service stepped in and arrested Apple. He is currently serving a life sentence at the United States Penitentiary, Allenwood, Pennsylvania. He recently spoke to Frontline from his maximum security cell.
I guess it's pretty ironic, isn't it? I escaped from one pen only to end up in another. But I used my brief respite from the tyranny of man to call attention to my cause. And I was attacked, and I attacked the very man who presumed to pardon me. Let me tell you, I did not need to be pardoned. I did nothing wrong. I should be the one pardoning them, forgiving them. But I do not forgive them. They can never be forgiven until they free all animals that they have so mercilessly exploited.
Apple's trial in federal court attracted worldwide attention, and there are many today who believe the trial was a sham and that he deserves to be freed.
What is it about this case? He has generated international fervor, support from all kinds of celebrities and politicians.
Ed Asner and Mike Farrell are just two of many Hollywood actors who believe the prosecution and the judge stacked the trial.
I just know that the trial stunk.
The case has always been perceived as a travesty of justice, but I think the big question really goes back to the people of Pennsylvania to look at how many millions of dollars have been wasted in the trial.
In London today, dozens of people gathered outside the U.S. Embassy. Demonstrators say his case is one of worldwide importance.
The controversy and the protests continue. And as another Thanksgiving approaches, and another batch of force-fed dancing turkeys vie for the dubious honor of being pardoned by the President of the United States, we must ask ourselves, just how hungry are we?